Okay, we're over.
Temperature for the water is 110, 120 is too high. Temperature for the bread is 190.
Yeah, when it, internal temperature when it's done.
Internal temperature when it's done for the bread.
Okay.
It's 190.
So
Okay.
go ahead and pour this in our bowl right there. And
Now
then
this is for the
6 loaves.
blender,
Blender?
for the mixer.
Yes. No, this is going to be the same when we make bread by hand, but I'm just going to do it in here so we can get a batch going and rolling.
What
Where
do
is
you
the
need?
little measuring cup? This one. Okay, you want to measure out 2/3 cup of an oil. Move cell phones out of the way because they're going to get dusty. You want to put that up on the ledge there? Or in your pocket is fine. I was just thinking up there.
Pocket.
Up on the ledge. Here, up here.
Oh, okay.
2/3. Okay, so right here, 2/3. Go ahead and fill that up. And then we need, as you can see, I've done this a million times, so you already memorize. Okay, we're going to use this out of the way.
No, you can stop. You can stop.
Alright, now what I normally use is a 1/2 cup of sugar, okay? She says that you can use anywhere between, for 6 cups, she has it where you can use a 1/2 cup to 1 cup. So you can see I use the lower end. And it turns out just fine. That's the bread you guys get at the church.
Okay.
So, but you can use all the way up to 1 cup of sugar for 6 loaves. So when you use about a 1/2 cup, I think that totals out to one tablespoon per loaf.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It's really not that much. I mean, come on. It's not much sugar at all. But at least it adds flavor and it adds, you know, I think it makes it taste much better. So go ahead and dump that in.
Over here in the water.
Yep, just start dumping it all right in. And you
Ooh,
can
it's
put the
nice
oil
color.
in there. And then,
And it's just the one for the 6? It's just the one for the 6?
yep,
Okay. And then the oil, I can pour it in already?
yep.
And it is 2/3 for the 6 loaves.
Can you, Desiree, can you grab the scissors up there on the wall?
Okay.
Okay, and then whoever wants to take this, and you're going to use the 1/3 of a cup, which is right here.
And then what do I put?
Just everything's dumping right in that bowl.
This one?
Yep. And online, you can take this one, 2 of those. So it's 1 teaspoon per loaf. So 3 teaspoons equals a tablespoon. So that's why we're using 2.
And
of
is
those.
this heaping or is this?
I don't normally make a big deal about it. I do it just like that. I just go
Okay.
and I throw it in.
How many? 2?
Yep.
2.
And then we're gonna have, the next thing is sea salt. And we're gonna use 2 tablespoons of that too. The same thing you did with this one.
This is 1 tablespoon?
Yes. Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it? Okay, I keep getting out how names. You can always pour that over a measuring cup, not over your bowl. And yeast.
Whoops. 2 of the salt.
Yep.
Holly, come here, baby. You do one of these. You think you can do this part up without me? Put it in there, okay? Not on the floor.
Right in the bowl.
Good girl. All right, awesome.
Okay, now the last thing then is just flour and yeast. So the yeast always goes last. Let's move this stuff back over here.
You already did that one, right, Mama?
All right, I'm going to take this over here now. Thank you, you've done such a good job. Now, sometimes what I like to do with my flour is that when it's browned, it actually comes out pretty warm, but this is actually cooled down because she's been stirring it, so it's good. Excuse me. All right, so what I do is I just add in half the flour. So we've got, normally I do about 9 cups of it. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is actually pretty hot. 6. So normally, if my flour comes out freshly ground like this, I'll actually start with a little bit of a cooler water. So hopefully this isn't going to overheat on us.
all the water's already in there.
Yeah. We'll start with the water. I forgot about that. Okay, and then we just use 4 of these. Go ahead and add that. And normally I just kind of, that's 1. You don't have to be exactly eating bread. That's what I've learned.
3, 4.
All right, and that's it. We'll put our lid on, and we're going to stir. So you're going to see this is going to be much easier than when we do it by hand, but just always give you an idea of how this works. You know. So all we're doing right now is we're just mixing it together.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add the rest of our flour.
Let me do
12, well, this part let me do it, just because I want to make sure that, 13, because the machine can be very tricky, that's why I don't normally let it
And
go
you're
to the
counting
machine.
them as you go along?
Yeah.
Because you're at 13 now.
Yeah. So you just count them, I get to about 13 or 14, and then I mix it in, or otherwise it starts shooting everywhere. So I get to 13 or so, 14.
You're just getting rid of the loose flour. in
Yes.
other words, yeah.
Okay, we're going to add some more. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on, so that way it will just start incorporating the flour. Okay, so now what you're looking for, now this is the part I want you to watch, because whether you're doing it by hand or by machine, this is the part that you want to look for. So right now it's doing it much easier for me, and it's much easier to add the flour. But when we are going to do this in the by hand, what you're going to be looking for is when the dough gets to a certain consistency. You want it to clean the sides of the bowl, and also for this, to clean the inside column. And then it's also got to feel a certain way, and I'm gonna show you what to look for. So for example, right now, if you were to touch this, it's very go ahead and do it.
It's very gooey.
It's very gooey. It's very easy to. There's no strength to it. Makes sense, and it's super sticky. So that means we need to keep adding, even though it looks like the sides of the bowl have been cleaned. That means it's not ready yet. Because if I keep this going, it's actually going to start sticking again. Okay. So we got to keep adding.
It's like the tortillas when I make it.
You know how to go by feel, so you understand that principle. Might actually not have enough flour.
Not gonna happen.
I don't know. It's just gonna depend, but we might not. Which is okay. I've got some sitting in the fridge right now. So now, if you can feel it, it actually has a little more strength, but it's still kind of gooey.
Sticky.
Yeah. It'll still be sticky, but it's not going to be super sticky. Like gooey, It still needs some more. See, too fast. It's okay. No, it's okay. Sorry, Holly. This is why making bread's so fun. We get flour all over us. This is why I normally do the machine, but I've made a mess. Right, Tara. It's okay. All right. Turn it up. See if you've got enough now.
Oh, it starts lifting now.
Oh yeah. Okay, now feel kind of how it feels.
Yeah.
See the difference? It's got more strength to it. It's not so gooey and sticky. And you want to feel that? Yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. Did you wash your hands? No? Oh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna let this mix at 28 for about 3 minutes more, and then we're gonna test it. My dough's pretty hot because it's hot in here. We have hot water and we have hot flour. Not all the best combinations. So you have to try to remember if you're getting your flour fresh out of there and it's not sitting for a little while, or out of the freezer or anything, you want to start with a little cooler flour. So this should be okay, but normally I don't like to do that because sometimes it flops more when I do that. And there will be flying dough. You okay, Papa? You won't be on. This is on. I'm not sure why I did it, but I think I will do it now. It won't take very long. We'll get this made and then we'll get it in the pans and then I'll just take a break real fast and then after we'll come back. It only takes about 5 seconds.
That's fine.
Okay, I want you to notice now, see how it's getting it's looking real smooth? That's how you can tell the gluten is developing. Just looks really hot today. We didn't turn on the AC till later in the day and it's just having a hard time cooling it off. It's only going to get worse when we turn the oven on, huh? No, it's in the hallway. It's probably about 83 or 84 in here.
It's 82.
Yeah, it's getting better then. That's good. It's just so hot. He's like an oven on me. Okay, see how smooth that's getting?
Much better, yes.
Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little oil, spread it on our hand. And we're going to just test it real fast to see if we've got gluten development. So you just take a little ball off your hand like that, spread it with your thumb, give it a second, like don't just stretch it real fast because you'll tear it regardless. You got to let the gluten relax because we've been beating it real hard. So normally I just take it out, I let it relax for a second, and then I just start to pull kind of slowly. And if you can see how that looks, that's awesome gluten development. You see? No tearing, no ripping. There's no like little pieces that are kind of. So that's great. That's what we're looking for. So we're done. We're done eating. Just gonna mix that back in. Okay. So you see, it doesn't take very long in the machine at all. So that's why I'm spoiled. Okay, next thing we need, and I forgot it, if you go into there, take a right all the way at the end. On the bottom you'll see a scale sitting on the bottom shelf of the floor. Let me know if you can't find it.